the original work of the autobiographical novel 10 Years of Marriage by Su Qing, a female writer in the Republic of China. Chapter 18. Qiuliu Yuan 2034 double 10 day is the most exciting day. According to the regulations, it should be said like this: wake up in the morning, feel deserted outside the window. There seemed to be faint sunlight filtering into the room. I live in a ground floor room in the apartmental thof. It also faces south. But because there is a huge building standing in front of the car, swallowed up all the air and sunshine, so this place seems depressed and pitiful and cruel and ruthless. Contrast they are so desperate, am greedy for the law, painful and reserved. Slowly put on my clothes and got up. Now that today is a celebration of glorious victory, should be happy, should laugh, but who should I smile at? To others or to own a selfie? Have lost everything. His beloved son Yuan was given to his father. To put it bluntly, it might be inconvenient to leave him here. In fact, he already has a girlfriend at home. His name is Chen Yuan, ordinary telegraph office typist. Oh, I regret that I should have kept the house for him. If there is no his only remaining house has long been demolished, where can I find a place to live with Chen Yu to this day? What if I run away again without leaving him everything to eat and use? Even if there is only an empty shell left, where can it immediately feel like a home? I was wrong. He thought the things I left behind were for my own children. Did you know that magpie nests are occupied by doves? My children have become their vassals. No, in my trouble he actually came to dig up my child again. Me old mother refused to leave, because I can't bear to let Yuan suffer without anyone taking care of her after she goes back. So I persuaded her to go with her. What is the sense of justice in the world? I don't believe it's just ice, but there is something unfair about me. Own person wants to eat, it can't be wrong, right? Only write this kind of articles about social life. It will not hinder the country or the nation. Alan feed many other people. Where is my fault? Yes, I have not written anti-war articles in occupied areas. However, who dares to write articles about the resistance war in the anti-war zone? The reason is the same: I just don't dare to try the law myself. Just like myself, I don't want to live all the time. But now you'd better pretend to be happy, otherwise others will see it. Don't you just have to say Do you know why she is so sad? I'm afraid I'm not here for the light. She feels uncomfortably, stood silently in the middle of the room. I don't think it's the left either. Neither is the right. Don't know what to do after a while. After all, I can't bear this embarrassing. Lionel and Nessie thought I'd better go out and have a look. So I finished washing hastily, just pour a glass of boiled water, swallowed a few cookies, that's breakfast, just lock the door and go out. Sow a few willows in front of the gate, still looking so helpless, but after all, the time has passed. The branches and leaves are inevitably a lot more haggard. I wonder if this is the end of it. When a person is prude, seems that it is always spring in the world, all the flowers are blooming for him. But it soon failed, and I feel like everything is unreliable. It's good to see others prosperous, feeling angry, wish I could escape from this dirty world immediately, find a quiet place to cry. Tired of crying, just have a good sleep, then cheer up, come back to the world. This is called rebirth, but hope, despite hope. The fact is an ironclad fact. How can a human being have such a convenience? This world is so accustomed to invading and deceiving each other, it's not easy for people to find an opportunity to squeeze you out. Why don't you hurry up and create strange charges? Suppress you so that you will never be able to stand up. Agonal thaw, you are sobbing at the timid distinguish. But they will intimidate you. You are not allowed to speak out. So you have to repay injustice, live silent liar after year. All my youth has been wasted. It's like these declining willow trees have missed their blooming season. Looks haggard, energy exhausted. People don't pay attention to you now. You hang like the waning moon beside the dust field, cindering oneself sadly. Soon the sun will rise sharply in one round of very own cheers. Then you know that your time has passed, fed forever has passed. Thinking about it, I walked onto the road unconsciously, saw dense layers of national flags waving in the air. My heart couldn't help but beat a little bite. After all, it's the country's good fortune. Infinite hope, infinite comfort. The tram disappears following the music of jockey. Tram passes through the rehearsal building. Thou timid people also fall, because I heard that several buildings were blown down by strong winds a few days ago. Naturally, it will be more sloppy to build again. Not even the pine and cypress branches were tied up. But why worry about this? Everyone was still laughing and flocking to Happy Horsetown. Because today's celebration meeting is held, the thought to missile feast is always a good thing. In the past, I was worried about plane bombings every day. And all the other dire landfall predictions. Life and property are not guaranteed. It's better now, don't worry. I want to live, I have to work hard. However, How I very don't know if people are still willing to let me work hard. I turned home again. It's better to have a good sleep. The total surplus wanders alone in the streets like a wandering spirit. However, bit how uncomfortable this empty apartment must feel. The men and women are out, maybe even the servants aren't here. I'm afraid of killing myself in the room, cool and dead. I'm afraid. Then I remembered that the room in Dolly's apartment was still vacant. I'd better live there. Alanid elevator is still open. Had no choice but to run up one level at a time. Through the bedroom, go into the sitting room. Sat down towards the window as I was used to. A row of dazzling glass windows. The curtains are all made of light blue silk, gives people a sense of tranquility. Where has Zhao Ruiguo gone? He came to pick me up but didn't find it. Lu Sichen and Pan Zimai are no longer here either. They are all law-abiding people. If there hadn't been this countercurrent, they may have become seniors, with enough food and clothing. Now I'm the only one left here. Moonlight Tower High. This situation, is it so embarrassing? When I think of the poems written by recent people, I feel sad and do not sigh in loneliness. Check your life and comfort yourself. I am mysterious about, but my meaning is still unfinished. It's just my children. One day I was shopping at the food shop on Ashling Road. Happened to meet the former maid. Wang Mai asked her how Yuan was doing lately. He replied that his brother had nothing to do with it. It's just that my sister has been feeling a little feverish these past 2 days. I sighed and said, it's a pity that I can't come and see it in person. She thought for a while and said, tomorrow at noon the young master and Miss Chun Yu went out to eat. Grandma, you can sneak in quietly and take a look. Although I feel it is too humiliating bit because of the pain, my heart is full of pain. So I just agreed. Walked out of the restaurant. He slowly returned to Dolly's apartment. He only think about Lingling's illness. There was a chubby man on the tricycle who actually looked back at me. Feel strange when you look up at his face to recognize. He jumped out of the car with a smile. He came over and asked apologetically, were you Su Qing? I corrected myself. When I think about it, Ying Kinman from more than 10 years ago fell from the sky. He has changed. Naturally, I have also changed. He asked me where I live now. He dare not say it directly, afraid of causing trouble. How are you doing lately? Where is Mr. Zhu? He asked simply out of nowhere. No regrets. Waitever is unfinished. Just Wanda Rinji. Just heard a rush of heavy leather shoes going up the stairs. The old mother said to me in a panic that the young master is here. What to do? Sure enough, Sheen's voice asked at the door of the room. Is Lingling feeling better? She opened the door and came in. He had no choice but to greet her. Unnaturalish kindly asked me how I was doing. I say thank you because I passed by this placizo. Come in and see the kids. He didn't expect Lingling to be so sick. This medical history seems to be serious. I didn't mention yesterday. The words Tiantu made an agreement with Wang Ma to prevent others from being embarrassed by the Xun Tao Mai reported him to see a Chinese medicine doctor yesterday. Just accumulated food. It doesn't. Materi said there was Yuan sleeping in the same room. I'm afraid it's not good if it's infected. I think I want. Can you give her to me? Send her back after she recovers. Hesitated for a long time and said, also asked if you have a servant at home. I replied, no. He said, what should we do? It's better to ask Wang Ma to go with you. There is an old mother here. He'll find another one that's roughly made. So it's decided. Ling couldn't help but laugh. He said she looks like this. Don't know if I can still get up. Lingling heard it called mom in a sweet voice. I will go with you. After saying that, I struggled to get up, shaking all over. I put on clothes and shoes for her. I also asked Ma Wang to bring some application stuff too. I told Sean that we should leave early, to avoid the inconvenience of letting your lover come back and see Yuxi, and said solemnly that she was an irrelevant woman. Don't make blind guesses. Don't even speak. Wang Ma called for the tricycle to come in. There are many people standing in the alley. Everyone I know greets me. Feel a little embarrassed. Just urged the driver to go quickly. Wan Yuan stood at the back door. See me holding Lingling and going to go. He then clung to the wheel and cried, Mom, Yuan also wants to go with you. I repeatedly coaxed him to come with him next time. If you don't believe it, you're still crying. Goi had no choice but to harden my heart and ask my mother to take him away. The wheel turns forward. Me heart will be brokini. Just heard the old mother coaxing Yuan to go in. The voice is also when Parinji was busy looking for medical advice for Lingling that day. Then sent her blood and urine to the laboratory. I completely forgot about this 5 o'clock appointment. I said we have been divorced for 3 years. Don't you know yet? I always feel like I'm famous. No one knows about me. I've always been in the mainland in Chongqing and Chengdui. Open 2 factories. Said seriously, take your career very seriously. I laughed and said, oops, it turns out he is already a capitalist Gondlishan. He said he studied industry naturally. He had no choice but to continue doing his job. Wartime because the price of finished products continues to rise. So the business situation is very good. Why are you so fine and so suddenly divorced? He said with emotion that your personality is too stubborn. Everything has to go your way before you give up. I was very angry after hearing this, just sneered and said, I have a bad temper. So you deserve a divorce. Your wife is very virtuous, right? He nodded slightly. I replied that I got married not long ago. She also studies industry, work together in our factory. There is already a child at home. I felt strangely uncomfortable listening to it. Is he deliberately showing off in front of unfortunate people? It's so cruel. I don't like to hear it. I'm going back. Let's break up the meeting. Do you have something important? Long time no see. No, I just want to go home. Where do you live? I can't answer. I'm also afraid that he will definitely go with me. Had to stop opposite his Deefy coffee shop. He asked me to come in and sit with him. He had no choice but to let him help me in. It's about passing by after farewell. No, he doesn't read literary novels. I don't know what the news in this circle is about me. He had never even heard of them. He just made up a lie and told him she only said that she has been living alone since she divorced her husband. No professione, can't find it because I'm not qualified enough. He asked with concern, but what about the economics? I replied, not very well, but I managed to survive. Just so. He thought deeply about your friend and said it wouldn't be good to live alone like you, right? I hope you are better off planning to get married. Again, used to wish I didn't have a home. I think that only in this way can I have a good career in society. But now think about it, greatest happiness in life is to have a happy family with people working together. It's better than struggling alone. Speaking of which, he quickly interrupted him and said, okay, I'm never happy to cooperate with Othersi. No, he will be praising his wife again. So I'm not happy to hear. I've also told me that his life has been smooth sailing for more than 10 years. Just go the right way. Has a gentle and obedient wife. Love him very much. Year before last, he had raised a lovely boy for him. Is God so kind to me and so kind to me? Maybe he said it on purpose to make me angry. But it's not like is so sincere and loyally hate him. I hate his good fortune. I also hate that he doesn't understand my pain. He often mentioned his purpose of happiness. It seems like they are trying to persuade me to get married again. Enjoy the happiness of family. Little do you know why I don't want to marry. In fact, I asked for marriage, but couldn't get it. But he will never understand. I can never tell him in detail. Just force myself to stay calm and listen to him praising his wife. Forced laughter from time to time. It means that I am happy for him in my heart. He want to leave again and again. He kept me here 3 times. He seems to be very concerned about me, however. In fact, but he is torturing me. I've heard Enoim, the one who has lost everything. Lingling is still sick. In the occasion of breaking up, we agreed to talk here at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. He still refused to tell him the address of Dolly's apartment. I didn't ask him where he was staying in Shanghai this time. That's how we hasty reunion gone apart again in a hurry. Afternoon the next day as expected. I secretly went to see Lingling. Yuan has grown up a lot. When you see me, you still know to put your head over. Call mom. Lingling sleeps in the pavilion. The bedding is old. The room is messy. She slept with Wang. My Yuan also slept with them, sleeping on a brown bed opposite us. Still following my old mother. It is said that there are a lot of bed bugs in this room. When I went in, Lingling sleeps alone in bed. Zian and that woman have gone out. Wang Ma is in the kitchen because the old mother has to take care of Yuan. So I can't accompany her. His face is red. The eyes are stinging. When he saw me, he slimmed down and wanted to climb up to me. I leaned down, put your face against his forehead. Very haughty, asked Ma Wang how many days she has been sick. He told me it's been 3 or 4 days. There is a wet peanut candy on the bedside. It's because they are afraid that he will cry and make noise. Keep some food to coax him to eat. Know this medical history is serious. And I'm afraid I might be infected even from afar. Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.